Well, it's the 25th of August, not December. It's 10:32 a.m. in Central Standard Time, and it's a very nice and comfortable, about 70 degrees. Yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. Well, is Christmas coming early? How early can Christmas come? They got Christmas in July celebrations. Why? Time goes fast enough. We don't need to celebrate Christmas 5 months early. When you get to Halloween or any holiday, it's like everything's out 2 months in advance. You know, you get to August and you start seeing Halloween costumes. You're in the winter and you see summer stuff. In the summertime, you start seeing winter clothes. Thanksgiving, they just totally blow over that one most of the time. They don't even count that anymore, even though that is a big holiday in America for people to get together. It's not religious. It's just being thankful. You can be thankful and not be religious. Although most are in some way religious, I'd say. So, what do you think about that? Do you think that's a bad idea to start bringing things out in the stores and decorations other places before it happens? Now, I have heard that a lot of people have said regarding retail that because of the supply chain and supply lines and getting things made and shipped out and getting there in time, they order early. And I guess they believe they have to move the stock out early to make room for other things. So they just put it out on the floor 2 months early. But in a way that doesn't make sense. I mean, I understand trying to get something, but putting it on the floors doesn't make sense. If you can't store it, then why put it on the floor early and just look stupid? But now it's become acceptable. I know people complain about it, but it's become acceptable to, yeah, let's go ahead and have Halloween and Christmas stuff out 2 months early. That's fine. No problem. And then everybody complains how fast time goes. Doesn't make any sense. I think it's more acquiescence, just giving in and giving up and giving out and just going along with it. Nobody's complaining to the store managers or the companies. And you know, it's getting harder and harder to find company telephones and addresses and talk to a human being. Especially now, AI is so good, you can have a conversation with AI and think you're talking to a person at customer support or a receptionist at the desk of the office, whereas before you could pick up the phone and call a company and you know it's a person on the other end to whom you're speaking. Now, of course, if you go there in person, you might get confronted with a camera and a screen and you're talking to somebody that way, like they do at a lot of banks. They could have anybody anywhere in the world working for, you know, pennies, peanuts, and being your bank teller. And they're in Indonesia or Pakistan or India or somewhere else. It's usually where they go. China, you know, where the people don't make as much money and will do the job. I mean, I talked to a gal one time for Sirius Radio, and she was in the Philippines at her house, and there was a chicken next door squawking, and I could hear it on the phone. She apologized. Well, that's my neighbor's chicken. And I said, where are you? She said, the Philippines. I'm working from home. She was a good representative, but I mean, there you go. The technology has changed the way we work, so now you can have worldwide employees without having to bring them here. No need for a visa when you can just hook them up to a camera and the internet. As long as they can speak English and know how to get access to the information that's necessary. It's not like, well, I'm going to put you on hold and I'm going to walk down the hall to my boss's office or talk to my manager, and maybe I'll get them on the phone. They'll walk down here and talk to me. That's how it used to be. Now everything's AI or it's in a database, and the people could be anywhere. There might not even be a manager. The manager is the AI on the database. And that's a whole nother topic, right? AI, artificial intelligence. There's a lot of people who I think have artificial intelligence. Not too bright. I want them to be, but they're not. So things are coming too early, things are coming too fast. If you're not first, then you'll be last. Just made that up. You can use that. Yep, that's what it is. Like being first in line. Got to be first in line to get that new toy that everybody wants. All my kids want, or I think they want. Christmas in July. Yep, let's show Christmas shows. Now, for those people who are in different climates, like I'm in the Midwest in America, and we have the change of seasons, but there are people around the world who are celebrating summer on December 5th, 25th. People in the southern hemisphere have summers. Australia has summer when we have winter. That's my understanding. Tell me if I'm wrong, please. And not everybody has snow during the winter time. If you live in the desert, you're not going to get snow generally. If you live in Florida, southern Texas, the South in general, you're not going to get snow. Although there have been times recently when they've got some substantial amounts of snow. That's another topic also, the weather. So what do you think? Bad idea just because they can't get something shipped in time. They bring it in early and put it out on the floor a month or two early. Just skip Thanksgiving, go right to Christmas. Halloween comes in August. Valentine's Day comes in January. And then a month early for Easter. Now, you notice they don't do that generally with like St. Patrick's Day or Cinco de Mayo. I don't see anything for them necessarily that I recall a month early. They wait till right around the time, a week or two in advance maybe. But the big holidays, Christmas, Halloween, I don't know if you call that a big holiday, Easter, Valentine's Day. Yeah, so do you agree with me that, hey, okay, order it early, but don't put it on the floor? It used to be Christmas stuff wouldn't come on the floor for like a month. It'd come right after Thanksgiving. You do Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving would be all November. Halloween would be all of October. And then all of December, right after Thanksgiving, and, well, the end of November, you'd see Christmas stuff going up. And it might stay up for about a week after that, and then you bring it down. Of course, I've seen people with Christmas trees up in April and some all year round because they like them. Okay. But what do you think? Do you think Christmas coming that early is not a good idea? I really don't think it's a good idea. Like I said, I think time seems to move too quickly. We need to slow things down. Take our time. Slow walk a little bit. Enjoy the moments. Going from one to the other, right? That's what we want to do. We want to go from one holiday to the other, taking our time. There's no point to be in a hurry, especially if we live forever. Enjoy the moments, savor the moments. Like when you're a kid, when you're a kid, things go slow. Someone one time said they thought that was the reason why time seemed to go slower when you were a kid is that you weren't around that long. So your frame of reference of time is shorter than when you get to be an adult. Like when I think back when I was a teenager, 50 years ago, my God, it's 50 years ago. 50 years ago, half century, my goodness. I remember how I used to think of 25 years, a quarter century was a long time, or 10 years. When I was 25, I went back to my grade school that I liked, and only 15 years had elapsed, and I thought, man, that's half of my life, more than half of my life. It seemed like such a long time ago. Now it seems even longer, because it is. It has been. But I think that's true, that your frame of reference is a lot shorter. But I also think that when you're a kid, you don't fill your thought with a bunch of different things like an adult does. Like an adult, they think about hour by hour. Like if they go to work, they think hour by hour, getting out for the day, and then they think in terms of a week, getting to the weekend, living for the weekend, like the old song says, old Loverboy song. Everybody's living for the weekend. And then you live for the month and the year. You've got a mortgage, a car payment. You think of when that's going to get paid down. And, you know, the more things that you have to do, the more things you do in a day makes the day seem longer. I remember one time when I was in a band, and we were trying to find a new drummer, so I was on the phone a lot with the band members and the prospective new drummer, and I was answering email because I had an ad posted online, and 2 weeks seemed like a month. I mean, all the people I talked to, all the things that I did, all the rehearsals we had, it seemed like it was a month to me. And when you're a kid, you walk most everywhere. You maybe have a bike. And when you're walking along, you're looking at the grass and you notice stuff in the grass. You see a grasshopper or some kind of bug or a rock, and you're thinking about that. And you look at the sidewalk, and you get to your friend's house and you're talking about school and playing games or whatever you do. I'm talking in general now. Maybe you go to another friend's house, you go to the park and you play ball or something. I remember those days. And when you get older, like I said, you're driving somewhere and you're sitting around doing nothing. Maybe you're watching TV or a sports game. Going to the store, making dinner, and sit down. That's it. You go sleep, wake up, and repeat. Sleep and repeat. And I remember not too long, well, just yesterday, my wife and I were sitting around, and I didn't get up extra early or anything, but the day seemed to just go very slow, which I liked. I mean, here I thought it was like 7 o'clock and it was 3 or 4. I mean, that's how it felt to me. And but there have been days where it seemed like, wow, what, it was a long day today. We did this, we did that, we talked to so-and-so, we met them, we hung around, we went somewhere, we came back, hung around some more. The day was full because it's full of thoughts. It's full of things that you're doing, things of which you're conscious. And you're filling your thought, you're filling your thought with all this stuff. And so it makes the day feel longer. It makes the time feel longer. Now there are some people that say, oh, CERN, C-E-R-N, the collider over in Switzerland. I guess they've got more and talk about building a newer one. They're saying, oh, they're opening up a portal in time and space. They're opening up a black hole and all this kind of stuff. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know. I'm not a physicist. Kind of like the Supreme Court Justice. I don't know what a woman is because I'm not a biologist. That's a Supreme Court Justice. Ketanji Brown. Oh, Miss Brown. What a dumb thing to say. Anyway, I don't know anything about that. I just look at it from my own understanding, what I know I've experienced, and I just shared it with you. The more thoughts that you put into your head, the more things that you do during the day, the longer the day will seem. Now, some people say, well, time goes by fast when you're having fun. Time flies when you're having fun. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you can be having a great night playing music or something. Those 4 sets go by relatively quickly. And other times they seem to be about right, and sometimes it seems like it's taken forever just to get through half the night because it's not a good night. And so, what do you think about this? Do you think time's going by faster? Or do you think it's going by slower? Or do you not even care? Share your comments in the comment section. I'll be at you again soon. Thank you so much. God bless you. I wish you all well.